Thank you so much for letting us come be here with you tonight. I'm Jessica Brooks Bryan. I'm the Executive Director of Lazarus Ministries at Grand Avenue Temple. I know that we're the last group, so I will try to be brief and entertaining at least a little bit, so that you guys can get out of here and get on to Cafe Trio and the rest of your evening. So we're a nonprofit organization housed in the historic Grand Avenue Temple building, which is a United Methodist Church located at the corner of 9th and Grand. You've probably driven by 100 times and didn't even notice. Our mission is to provide basic services to the homeless and to the underserved in Kansas City's urban core. Before we get started, there's a word that you're going to hear us use tonight that I want to explain. We use the word sojourner to reference what you might call our service users or clients. I'm standing in front of this because I think that it's a mic, so now I just realized I can talk to you over here, and you can still hear me. So the word sojourner is used intentionally, and we use it because it's an inclusive term, and sojourner by definition is a person who is traveling. So we feel like when you walk through the doors of Grand Avenue Temple, whether you're a staff member or a volunteer, we're all on some kind of a journey. So the other piece that's important to understand about us before I get into our project is the connection with Grand Avenue Temple. We exist because of Grand Avenue Temple, and Grand Avenue Temple exists because of Lazarus Ministries. The building is 100 years old, and the congregation has been around since 1865. So for 3 centuries, this urban church has been serving the community and just watching it change. And maybe the biggest change happened in the mid-90s when downtown was kind of abandoned by businesses and residents. Everybody was moving west and south to the suburbs, and the sojourners are the group that was left in downtown. So the congregation was having a meeting at the church, and the potluck, like churches do, and they were talking about whether they should stay open or close their doors. And a sojourner walked in and helped himself to a plate of food, and it was that easy. That was their aha moment. And they realized we shouldn't close our doors, we should stay open, and we should come back next weekend and bring some more food. So fast forward 16 years later, they served 10,000 meals that first year alone, and we have now grown into a 501c3. We were founded as a 501c3 in 2009, so we've been around for 16 years, but have been growing and changing that long. So today, with the help of over 2,000 volunteers, we not only continue to serve the meals through Lazarus Table, but we also have a slide for this, a library, a medical clinic run by UMKC Med students, a women's shelter that is run exclusively during the winter months as an emergency overflow shelter when there are not enough beds in the city to house the need. So those are our 5 main programs, and as you can tell, Lazarus Table is why we're here tonight. So the program, and that's the program that we're seeking funding for. Lazarus Table serves meals exclusively on the weekends. We serve breakfast and lunch on Sundays and lunch on Saturdays. There are other weekend feeding programs in downtown, but Lazarus is the largest hot meal program, and we are one of the few serving in conjunction with providing other services. So each weekend, volunteers, as you can see in some of these pictures, use a commercial kitchen to feed anywhere from 350 and 500 sojourners. Nothing is asked of an individual seeking food. Our goal is just to provide a meal for someone who's hungry. One of the issues that we're facing as we grow is that we recognize food only solves one of the needs of our population, but it's our hope that we provide a place where the sojourner initially comes for a meal and ultimately finds a community where they can then access resources and develop relationships. So that brings us to Lazarus Table, which, as you can tell, is the cornerstone program of Lazarus Ministries. So in 2011, last year, we set a new record serving over 32,000 meals total. So tonight, we're requesting $20,000 from you guys to help update our kitchen equipment in an effort to continue meeting this need and serve more efficiently and more effectively. I'm behind because I'm multitasking. So the dishwasher. Dishwasher is our first piece of the request, and that's a no-brainer. We have no dishwasher currently. We use styrofoam everything. We spend about $2,500 annually on paper products alone. So buying reusable dinnerware will actually cost less than 1 year's worth of paper products. So I think of funding this project as actually like the gift that keeps on giving, because you fund $2,500 in the first year, and then that's budget relieving for the years after that, which we can then funnel that money towards other programs. And I don't have to mention how this will obviously reduce our environmental impact. We recycle everything that we can, but 350 to 500 styrofoam plates, cups, silverware every weekend, we could probably fill a landfill of our own every year. So, and another important piece is Harold, who is our faithful dishwasher. Harold has been washing pots and pans every Saturday and Sunday as a volunteer for 10 years. And so you can imagine that a commercial dishwasher is our dream, but it is also Harold's dream. The convection oven, and here is our costs. I'll let you read this while I talk about the ovens. The convection ovens are also pretty straightforward, honestly. We have 2 10-year-old commercial ovens and 1 conventional oven. Let's try that again. We have 2 commercial ovens and 1 conventional oven, and we're asking for convection ovens, all of these seeds. So, honestly, what we have gets the job done, but the issue is efficiency and age. They are in need of constant repair, and actually yesterday our cook had to get creative with his cooking because one of our ovens didn't work. So each Thanksgiving we cook 15 turkeys to serve our population, and it takes us 3 days to cook those turkeys, so we have to start cooking 3 days in advance in order to get them all done on time. So just 1 convection oven would reduce our cooking time in half and would allow us to more efficiently serve the sojourners beyond Thanksgiving. It would also provide the ability to quickly heat up more food when we have more mouths than we anticipate. Convection oven would also improve our food safety standards and our quality. And at this point, like I said, our oven failed yesterday, so we're in a fairly serious situation. And when one of the ovens dies, it will become critical because we can't meet the need, and we'll have to turn people away. We will eventually replace the ovens. But to do this, we'll have to pull from other programs to purchase the new equipment. So with your help, we can do more than just continue meeting the existing need, but we can better prepare ourselves and secure our future. The last piece is that I brought one of our sojourners with me tonight to tell you from her perspective about her experience. And I have about 30 seconds. She might talk a couple minutes longer than that, but I promised entertainment as the last group. So Pam, if you'll join me up here. Pam was a resident in our women's shelter, and she lives in what we call a mini transitional housing program. Sorry about this. And we have 2 apartments on site at the church, and she lives in one of those, or lives in one of those now, and is signing a lease on her own apartment by the end of this month, and has worked with us and volunteered with us. So she has very concisely and tightly put a few thoughts together that I thought was really important to share with you guys tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to read from this because I'm not a public speaker. My name is Pam, and I'm homeless. I've been at Grand Avenue Temple for 2 years. Once in the emergency shelter and 1 year in transitional housing provided by Lazarus Ministries and its director, Ms. Jessica Brooks. I have recently received a housing voucher and am looking for a suitable apartment. I could not have accomplished this without the help and support of Grand Avenue Temple and Lazarus Ministry. It is a hard road to travel being homeless. I find myself trying to be invisible because of the reaction from the police, the downtown security, better known as the bumblebees, and the community. I find, as do many of the homeless, it is better to fly under the radar, even though by doing that leads to a lower self-esteem and emotional problems. I know because I've walked the walk. I know firsthand the good works that Lazarus Ministry does for the low income and homeless in the Kansas City community. I personally see the need for the dishwasher, confection oven, utensils, plates, and trays. I help every Sunday morning preparing, serving, and cleaning up for breakfast. This past Sunday, we served breakfast to 150 people. And I'm involved in helping with lunch when I'm needed. The confection oven will allow our chef Winslow to be able to fix more food at short notice for the sojourners. We don't always know how many people will arrive for lunch. We sometimes serve up to 200 to 225. The confection oven would cut preparation time down by 1/2 in order to feed more sojourners on a short notice. The dishwasher would help with the cleanup. Dishes are now done by hand, Harold, like Jessica said. There are not many luxuries when one is homeless. I took for granted eating off of real plates, real utensils. I didn't realize what a true luxury that is, but I do now. Jessica tells me that Lazarus Table spends $2,500 a year on paper products. That's $2,500 that Lazarus Table, that $2,500 would be the initial cost of dishes, utensils, and trays. By purchasing these items, Lazarus Ministry would be able to use that money in other ways for the sojourners. What a blessing that would be. What a hard decision you all must make about this grant, knowing that all the organizations tonight that are asking for your help are all worthy causes. I've told Jessica that when I win the lottery, I'm going to send her a big fat check. No return address. But until that time, we at Lazarus Table need your help. Thank you, and you have a question.